Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods homestead, y'all. Another day in beautiful North Carolina. Overcast once again. It's really made certain things in the garden grow extremely slow this year. But we're up early getting ready for farm market here on the homestead. We'll take you around, show you a few things that Lisa's doing to get ready before 10 a.m. when we open up. Guys, thanks for stopping in at the Piney Woods homestead, the original and only one, to my knowledge. Hit that old like and subscribe if you hadn't, and if you have, as always, God, we appreciate you.
All right, yesterday I went through and picked tomatoes, as well as the evening before, and I'll have more to pick this morning. So the German Johnsons are starting to come in, or starting to turn, and tons of lemon boys. They were the first to ripen, and they put on a ton of fruit. And then these are red snappers, primarily red snappers, and then there's a few halcinators and just a few of the Bella Rosa. And I've got the cherry tomatoes to get packaged up. I picked those this morning from the raised bed, or from the bed behind the house. And then I've got more in the in-ground garden to pick, and go pick peppers and squash.
So getting ready for the farm market on Saturdays starts really the day before as far as picking goes. And then a lot of the picking gets done that morning. So if you're local and you come by the farm market between 10 and 3, you're getting stuff that has just been picked, fresh, ready to go to cook and put on your supper table. We're going to take you around, go down to the garden, see if we can get a few peppers and a few other things. Into the garden we go. Y'all, what a crazy year. We planted the majority of our okra up here on this new section of ground. It's pitiful, but it's not just the okra. We've heard, as far as ours, we've heard from other folks that they've been struggling with okra growing this year too. Way behind. It is way behind. It should be as tall as me right now. Even in what we figure would be less than ideal soil for a first-year garden, but yet the tomatoes that Lisa planted up here did just fine. It seems to be okra slow to grow, and y'all, our Fort Hook limas and our Dixie butter peas, they were a 55-60 day plant to harvest. They've been in there since May the 2nd. It is now late July, third week in July, I believe. Hardly nothing, y'all. And so that just tells us that something's been going on in the atmosphere. All these cloudy days, cool nights, slow to get warm has just messed some of the growing cycle up for some things. I told Lisa next year we're just going to plant a whole bunch of October beans because they seem to do fine. It didn't matter. I'll get over here and show you what she's picking for the farm market. I'm kind of getting off subject here.
You off subject? Never. Never, never.
I tend to ramble. All right, getting some jalapenos.
Yep.
Now, how late were we up making cowboy candy one night?
Well, after midnight. Well, we had 2 canners of October beans and the canner of cowboy candy, and then the next night I was up till 1 a.m. Waiting for the canner, a second round of 2 canners of October beans to be done.
These jalapenos are excellent.
These jalapenos are hot.
I like them hot.
I normally like hot, but yeah, these were really exceptionally hot, and you can see that one, stink bugs got on that one. So
let me see.
I will.
I go to the pigs. No, I'm sorry, the chickens. They love these things.
Yeah, it's actually a natural dewormer for them too. So.
Well, we'll give it a try. Y'all, I was frying some slick pick squash last night. Imagine that, me frying. I like to fry. This time of the year when you got all this squash and normally okra, we're getting fried okra. We've still got some in the freezer from last year, but I want some fresh okra to fry. But anyways, she had picked a whole bunch of jalapenos because we chopped them up, made the cowboy candy, and I saw one straggler in the fridge when I was frying that squash, so I sliced it up and fried it too. And my mom and daddy were over, they were eating with us, and everybody was like, this jalapeno's hot. And I was like, I can't tell that it's hot at all. But I can tell that it's hot. The next day. It always hits you the next day, even if it don't seem hot when you eat it. Look at there, look at there.
Yeah. And there'll be several of those. I can't remember. I don't see my tag. But one was touchdown. Let's see, this is a touchdown. Because the King Arthur are on further down the road.
I got sprayed this evening.
Yeah, see there's the stink bug.
Yep, he's working it.
Mm-hmm. And you're really not supposed to squish them because they put out a scent that just attracts more, but...
Sometimes you do what you gotta
do. I'd rather him be dead than traveling on to other stuff.
I've let the weeds get up in here, hadn't I?
Yeah, I weeded a little bit yesterday, but
I tell you, when you're as busy as we are, this time of the year the weeds will start to get you a little bit, but I can come in here with the wheel hoe and scrape these right out.
And the one thing with bell peppers is you never get a ton per plant. Yeah, you could overwinter them inside and they will still, you know, we could leave them out here and they would still probably put on a few more until frost, but you just don't get a ton off of each one, which is why we have such a big section of them.
But I'll tell you, you've done good. The ones you've gotten this year,
they've been really
big,
good.
thick-walled, heavy bells. I love them. I don't really care for a stuffed pepper that much. I mean, I'll eat it, but I prefer them sliced up, stir-fried in something else. Or in a salad. I like that too.
I like them.
Pizza.
Sauteed down with onion.
Look at this pile. That's just from this morning. But this is...
That's probably the biggest one.
That's look at that thing. Lisa was just reminding me we didn't bring the wagon down here. I got to get that gator worked on. Pretty sure it's McCall's. There's only three. It's a 3-cylinder. Put new plugs in it. That didn't do anything. And the plugs that I took out, they were getting kind of black. They were getting kind of burnt, but they'd only been in there for about a year, maybe 2. I may have not changed them last year. Usually I do it every year. Plugs look fine, but you can't tell on the plug wires, you can't tell on the inside. So I need to mess with the coils, see which one is bad. Hopefully it's just one, get me a new one. And then she can have that gator to get down here again, but be hooking to the tractor shortly. Got to bring water to the pigs. Should have brought it down here for you this morning. Yeah. I wasn't thinking that far ahead, y'all. There's some of these orangey sweets.
Yeah, those are orangey sweet. These are
the Hungarian pepper.
Yeah, and these are yes to yellow. And the reds are just, they're a little bit further behind, so no reds yet, but a couple orange.
But they are good. I like those peppers. And you get a lot on each plant.
Yeah, we do. Though they did not put on as much as they did last year, and I don't know if it's just, I mean, the weather has got everything kind of messed up right now, but they were way more loaded in the bed behind the house.
They were. But still, there's a lot. I mean, you can see on that plant there.
Yeah, there's
a cluster of.
Which is another reason I like these for our purposes, a substitution for a bell pepper to put up for the year, because one, besides the fact that they keep their texture, they produce a whole lot more.
Dude. Y'all look at these beautiful rows of Dixie butter peas and Fort Hook limas over there. Getting some weeds in them too now. But y'all, they're huge. The plants got huge. But they have not put on any beans to account for anything, which is really odd. We really don't know why. As far as fertilization, they've had minimal, y'all. We don't use a lot of fertilizer down here in the garden. The tomatoes, they get a round of it or two as they're growing, protecting from blossom end rot plus putting that plant growth on. It's kind of a weekly schedule Lisa does there in the beginning. But as far as this stuff, y'all, it gets very minimal, if any, because we cover crop so much and we got good nutrient in the soil. But I told her, we were looking through here the other day, there are some small bean pods, but they're hardly even filling out. It's not a sun issue because we have gotten plenty of sun in this garden this year, especially with the clearing job that we did to expand it. It's just been an odd year, y'all. So we're going to till it all under. We're going to treat it like it's cover crop, till it on under. Not sure if we'll plant any fall crops over here or not. We may go ahead and cover crop this section and let that get to going. But we did come in here. I did come in here the other day after we got those beans up. I tilled and re-healed and planted a whole bunch more succession squashes, as well as about 30 foot of some Georgia collards and about 30 foot of some Detroit red beets. And hopefully they'll come up. Collards already coming up pretty good, and so are the squash. Hadn't had any rain in about a week, which is odd around here, y'all. But we got to get things going for the farm shop. And we'll see if I can catch back up with Lisa real quick. Y'all, that's going to wrap it up for us here at the Piney Woods homestead. We got to get up here to the shop. I help her get everything cleaned up before it's time to go. Y'all, we appreciate you stopping in with us. Hit that like and subscribe if you hadn't. And if you have, as always,
We appreciate you.
we do, guys. We hope you have a good day, a great week, and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, you're in my way. Still in progress.
Gotta go, guys.